address you wanted?
Thanks, MG.
Honey, right? Love those click-clacking heels.
Let's talk about how this script came to be. What was this process?
I just did an hour interview that Ethan didn't do, so I'm gonna let him answer this one.
I thought we were looking at each other because we couldn't really remember.
Yeah.
We had written the previous one that we did, the one that we, the movie that we made before this, Drive Away Dykes. And we're thinking, just thinking, okay, what next? We thought, we both like crime movies, noir stuff, hard-boiled fiction. We thought, okay, one of those. Just kind of adjusting appropriately, having a woman central character, a lesbian central character, and we just went, okay, we'll do a murder mystery.
And anything from the other side, from the hour interview you had, any Spark Notes versions?
Yeah, I mean, we had made a road movie and we thought, okay, well, if we're going to make these lesbian genre movies, what's another genre that we like? And we're both big noir fans. And the idea of changing the gender norms in the story seemed really interesting, and an interesting take to make the femme fatale type of character the detective, to turn, usually like the stunning, bombshell woman who, at the end of the day, double crosses the detective, make her the detective. So that was part of it.
Let's talk about the casting process in this. You have some heavy hitter names. How did these people come to be for this?
Well, we had worked with Margaret before, so that was easy. She came in for looping on Drive Away Dykes, and we're like, hey, we have this other movie we wrote. Do you want to do that one too? She was like, yeah. So that was easy. And we just knew, actually, when we met Margaret initially, we knew that she would be perfect as Honey. Aubrey, we had seen her in a bunch of things. Kind of the most recent was
Emily the Criminal.
Emily the Criminal, and we thought, it's like she just came to us one day on the train. It was like, Aubrey Plaza would be great. And I don't know, do you want to talk about Chris?
In the cool of the evening when everything is getting kind of groovy.
Only when we submit to the will of God do we serve him. Hector? Not in the sacristy.
Chris we'd seen in a couple of movies. I saw him he did Lobby Here, he did a revival, he did play in New York. He was great, he's just great. Kind of like Aubrey, we went, okay, you can definitely see him doing that.
And then, we had just seen The Sweet East, or I had seen The Sweet East, and I loved Talia in it. And when Talia came in, I was like, we have to use her. She's so, if there's anyone we've seen who we really love, then...
Some of these scenes really push it as far as possible. Was there ever any hesitancy for how far do we want to take this?
Not on Ethan's part.
Well, not on your part, not on the actor's part. Yeah. They all kind of understood what we were doing. All the fun is in, going all out. There is no polite version of this movie.
Yeah, we kind of wrote it to be provocative and to kind of, push hard. So everyone kind of was on board to do that. We cut out a couple of sex toys in the cutting room,
But not because the actor, not because Margaret, Margaret was,
no.
She took 10 minutes to sort through every toy in that sink.
But yeah, there are some things that we maybe toned down just a hair, but no.
Okay. When it comes to this movie, of course, there's a lot of different scenes that just kind of go really full frontal for audiences. When it comes to Margaret's character, what was the decision for her to have this more like ominous presence for Honey?
Well, I don't know. I call it ominous, although I know what you mean. There's something a little hard. She's like a little hard to read. She's, Humphrey Bogart. As a matter of fact, when we asked her to do the movie, we said, Do you want to play Humphrey Bogart?" Um, yeah, what is that? Well, it's kind of the genre. The detective is always kind of it's funny, but masculine and hard to read. You know what I mean? That's
Reserved, like you
Hmm.
don't really know what's going on. I mean, she definitely took that and ran with it, kind of always holding something back. And I think a part of it was also the fact that, she had been abused when she was young. And so it's kind of hard for her to kind of shake that, I think that informed her character.
Yeah, I mean these kinds of stories when they're good, mysteries, whatever, it's not so much about the mechanics of the mystery as you're intrigued by who's the main character because you can't read them right away. Like, Dashiell Hammett stories, you go, okay, who's the main guy? It's kind of hard to figure out. And yeah, that was very much what we were trying to do.
Yeah,
Ours certainly did.
we wanted to try to create a compelling detective, someone who's, doesn't wear their heart on their sleeve.
Let's talk about that bar scene. What was it like recording this very intimate moment in a public setting? How was it difficult? Was it serious? Was it like behind the scenes trying to keep it together?
More the
Yeah,
less.
it was pretty funny. I mean, well, not Aubrey. Aubrey had, I can't remember, Julie, I think she was part of the makeup department. She had a little mason jar of coconut oil or something.
Peanut butter is,
As one does.
yeah,
Yeah,
this one
of
does.
course. But she was holding right underneath frames. So, at the ends, Aubrey would kind of like, you know, dip her fingers into the coconut oil for that last shot when she brought her, and it's hard not to laugh when someone's just dipping their fingers in coconut oil to represent cum, you know.
I love to hear it. And what do you hope people take away or, drive away with at the box office when they see this?
I hope they have a good time. I hope that they are entertained. I hope that they, think of Honey as a superhero. I was like, I wanted to make her a superhero. Like, the fight with Mickey and all of that. It was like, she's got to kick ass. She's got to be amazing. So for me, I mean, any time you can represent strong female characters, it's important. And you know, in this movie, it doesn't take itself very seriously, but it's still got these strong female characters, which I hope people leave the theater thinking, oh, she was badass.